Sands today to talk to us about the transition.
What's so important are our stories, because our stories are our legacy. We're going to be doing things together and building a community together. It's not about me today, it's about us.
This is something I created. It's called Spiral of Renewal. What comes out of it is a transformation like you've never known before.
What I'm going to ask you to do, so I can get to know you and you can get to know you, is I'd like to hear from you one word. You can raise your hands or shout it out. One word that describes what got you in this room with us today.
Everybody take a look. Do you see where you are? Yes? Raise your hand so I know. Just your finger. Yep. Okay.
Your personal responses will define our collective reality as women and as humans on the planet. Now, in this time, in this 21st century, I truly believe with every bit of my soul and body that women will lead the way. We will lead the way to a new greatness.
Think of someone you would say demonstrates greatness. And then I want you to write down 5 traits or characteristics that make them someone who you say has greatness.
We will always be reinventing ourselves. It doesn't stop. You don't make one choice and then it's over. The stories I heard from the women who are over 40, who are over 50, who are over 60 were devastating. They didn't know what to do with their future.
But how I hear it around the country is, who am I if I'm no longer young? It's too late for me. I hear this all the time because I specialize, I've always worked with women of all ages, but I specialize in 50 plus, or 50 post. Because that's when we have this incredible future in front of us. Of course there's time and room for that, but we kill it off by saying, I'm too old.
But don't expect it like that. It doesn't come that way. It's a long journey with a lot of turns, sometimes with even great confusion. But confusion is a very high state, because out of that confusion comes clarity.
And the biggie for me is reawakening the visionary within. I know I heard for the moments that I could be inside that we were talking about the leader within. For me, it's even deeper. You can't be a leader unless you're a visionary first.
We have visionaries within us that need to be awakened. Every single one of us, whether it's around the kitchen table or the boardroom.
If you could ask a future teller, not a fortune teller, a future teller, 3 questions, what would they be about your future?
Will I ever learn how to connect the dots and be all I can be?
You may not have to connect the dots, you may have to bypass the dots.
So here I was at the top of my game. I was getting awards left and right. I was making a lot of money. The company thought I was, the next, I don't know what, superstar, right? It was great. And I was training and working with and creating great successes with 8,000. 8,000. I had everything. And I was so empty. And I realized I had to do that soul searching again. I had accomplished everything I had set out to do. Now what? So reinvention is still my middle name. But out of those moments, I realized that without everything, just like when I lost my kids, that greatness was within. And it was my job, it was my mission to unleash your greatness as well as mine.
You may in one place of your life or in one moment of your life, be starting a beginning. And then the other part, you're ending. And it's all happening at once. And we're not trained or brought up to know how to deal with being in the middle of the muddle. I want you to think of the last time you felt your greatness. You felt so in sync with who you are, what you're about, and why you're here.
We don't know what success is. We think we do. I mean, do you still have the same goals that you started out with? Any of you? We need to pay attention to those voices in us that speak to us, to the messengers that come. that come through our feet, through our souls, right? Because you cannot reinvent yourself if you don't know what success means to you. What are the 10 must-haves? The 10 success criteria, I call them. The 10 must-haves you have to have for you to say, I'm successful. And it's actually not just age, it's age and stage. Because you can be 50 and have kids at home, and you can be 50 and you have grandkids and no kids at home, right? So it's age and stage. And what happens to us, we make decisions when we're young that this is what we want, this is what success is, and we achieve. And then if we don't take looks along the way, what I call stop, look, and listen, if we don't do that, we end up at the end and said, what was my life about? Whatever you have to go through to find your voice, to claim your place, it's worth it.